Hey everyone, welcome back. We got a great stream tonight. Here with my good friends. Listen, I do have some apologies to make, but stay tuned. No matter what side of the fence you on, you never know what this madman's going to come up with. You really don't know which angle I'm going to take, and I really want to have an honest discussion. You know what? For better or for worse, one of my biggest what get a lot of criticism is I have a lot of people on the panel at once. It gets a little hectic sometimes, and even for me myself, I lose my train of thought, and it's harder for me to really get what I need to say out and explain myself. So I will talk about Matt Jarbo. We talked last night, and I will talk about my Snyder Cut friends and what potentially the whole community, is doing to our friends. Now, I am not going to play a victim. I'm not a victim, but you have to understand, and I am not a gatekeeper either. I do want to put that out there. So when someone new comes in, you have every right to be there. You have every right to ask questions. But as our great friend Brian says, you're commenting on something that you don't entirely know. And a lot of you accept the things you've heard about the Snyderverse because you go into something new, you say, move on. Zack Snyder needs to stop. You need to stop. And all this other stuff. And potentially you're talking about a turkey like it's the future of the DCEU. Is everyone really talking about the turkey? No. Are people using that as an excuse to kind of mock the Snyder Cut fandom? I think so. I really want to examine all of this. First, my biggest apology is not to Matt Jarbo, is to you members. And I do want to shout out the members here. We actually got a new member tonight. Let me get to this before. Oh no, where is it? Okay. Ryan, BVS fan forever, Cinematrix became a YouTube member. I appreciate that, Ryan. I have a lot of stuff planned, including a new surprise. For 99 cents, you could get some awesome emojis I'm going to show. And I work harder than any other YouTuber I know for that 99 cents. That's all I'm saying. I do a lot of members content. I'm very reachable. I think RJ and Josh can attest to that. These are not just my members. They're my supporters, my friends, and producers of the show. Can you attest to this, guys? I'm not putting you on the spot. Tell me your honest thoughts.
No, you're pretty reachable, I would say.
No, I mean, but for membership, can you think of anything that do you see that I'm trying at least? Not to throw shade on any other one else. Do you see how hard I try for your membership? And our girl Rhea, who is sadly missed, but she's having a great time on a trip. Josh has said he really is passionate about this members mailbag, and he wants to reach out to the community. He has some great things planned. RJ, I really try my best, and I've put the money back into the channel with 1080p. I got a PO box, and I have announced. I'm going to announce another giveaway on this very live stream. So I really try hard. I don't take anything lightly, and I want everyone to have a voice. So thank you, RJ. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, all the members. And Ryan, BVS fan forever, Cinematrix, I appreciate you becoming a member. And let's shout out the rest. I'm going to add you to the list of great members. Here we go. Carl, Aaron World Order, Rhea, Obi-Wan, Relapse, Real Almost Cinema, Brian Master of None, AGZeno Q, Lucky Day, Austin Lien, Resident Justice, Josh Bowen, Robbie B's Diary, Taylor M, Zeverfet, Rel McMillan, Cass Graphis, Saggy Melons, the CJH, the Ramblin' Man, the Glimmering Harpy, Cyrus, Pete, Classy Gaming Pete, Fun, Will Wallace, Little Movie Perp, Bradley, The World According to Lonza, Chubby Teddy Monster Productions, H. Barts 100, Roosevelt Cavazos, Lewis Cox, Hans, Blinded Braille, The Retro Bro, Punk Trace, Dat Dude Vince, Tommy Tellerico, Zod Rider, Ambassadorial Wing, The Geek Gidway, and The Great Council. I really thank you so much for the support. I value you as friends. I want you included in the conversation, and I will address my own shortcomings, which you don't. And my apologies. My apologies is I need to be consistent with the member stream and members mailbag. And Josh, I'm sorry again because I'm already breaking my rule. Okay, because I forgot to put the post on the community tab because Josh was working hard on this series. And my apologies, man. It's just been an emotional week. I've been all over the place, and I sometimes forget things.
I understand, Max.
Yeah,
it's fine, and we can work around it. It's fine. Anything is fixable. Okay.
All right. So let's get to. I wrote down my thoughts, and I want to show what I thought I was doing. And right off the bat, my apologies to Matt Jarbo, based on he is very reachable to me. That is an absolute fact. I could call him on the phone. I could pop on his stream. I was busy with things, and I was passionate about the subject. And the better thing would have been to hop on his stream. I am. It's not an excuse. I am doing a different schedule, and sometimes I get all worked up on a topic, and I want to debate it, and I have to get to bed. And I made a video and went to bed. I also make videos for myself besides you guys, to like as therapy and get things off my chest. And I also misjudged the situation. I thought we potentially could bounce ideas off each other, give a little, poke each other a little bit. Obviously, he takes an accusation very seriously, which I understand, and I can appreciate accusations on the internet being taken very seriously. So I will explain my thought process, though, and what I feel. And I have to reiterate to you viewers, and that if you have friends in the Snyder Cut fandom, think about what you're doing, or even saying, I'm moving on, you guys are garbage and whatever, this is a dumpster fire. How that makes your friends feel that it's their favorite thing ever. Because I'll tell you what, the Snyder Cut to me is like Star Wars, the original trilogy again. That's how important it is to me. Do I take it personally? Too personally? Potentially. Because I love it so much, and there's so much great that's come from it, and I never want to forget that. And a lot of people act on bad information, just things they've heard. Again, I don't want to comment too much on the other streams, but I will say this. Even though we don't like a certain person on Twitter, we immediately jumped on bad info about this Snyderverse Twitter user, saying because he said a horrendous thing in a Twitter chat, in a live stream chat. And that's kind of unfair. And we all acted on that and just said, yep, that's the Snyderverse. I'm leaving. And Max is protecting those people. And I am not. And I reached out for clarification. And that's how we found out. At least he claims that's not him. So I think we all have seen. And the thing is, you can't be so binary either. We can't say everything's a false flag or other thing or internet shenanigans. But I think we've all been around enough live chats to know that this stuff happens. And people that want the Snyder fans to look bad have done this before. And also have had campaigns and t-shirts where there's not a lot of proof there for a personal agenda to prop themselves up and condemn this. And a lot of my friends acted on that info, bad info, and wanted to leave and wanted to be done. So is that a fair statement, RJ? Am I jumping the shark saying that we've seen this before? People in live chats that pretend that there's someone else to make people look bad or get the panelists angry. It happens quite a lot.
No, well, here's the thing. Do people make fake accounts? Absolutely. And
Yes.
in the case of, I'll just say the names, I don't care. In the case of the Mercury and the Geralt account,
Yes.
they were not the real people.
Yes.
I would say, though, that regardless of whether they're
we
not
were
that
all
they were
emotional
real,
based on bad info, weren't we?
well, regardless of whether or not they were real or fake, though, what they said should not have been tolerated. It should not happen.
The fake people, what they should yes, I'm not.
Well, yeah.
Yes, but condemning a whole movement and a fandom based on some.
Well, they are
trolls on the
members
internet.
of it, though.
They are what?
Those people who make the fake accounts are still members of that fandom, though.
You don't know that.
Well, it seems heavily implied though. Why else would they defend what they like? So
No. You don't understand internet stuff, RJ. You do not know. So what the other thing that happens is people that there's lots of different kinds of trolls, man. There's
No,
people
I
that just want to watch the world burn and people attack each other, okay? That don't on either side, that they just want to see a show. They just want to grab the popcorn, okay? There's people, of course, associated with that fandom that got triggered by the live stream Rip the Snyderverse. Okay, that's absolutely. I am not jumping the shark and calling everything a false flag. There's also people that hate Snyder's vision and want the fandom to look bad. And I think what some people do not realize is that this has happened before, and it's intended to make us look bad and say, look. So, am I saying it's one? Is my bias saying it's one more than the other? No, I'm giving you lots of different things that could happen, and don't assume too much. Again, RJ, don't assume that's a Snyder Cut fan.
Okay, well, no. What I'm trying,
because lots of people do this shenanigans. They call it.
No.
I don't like. No. I don't like to use the word. This is what they call it on the internet, and I don't like to use the word gay. Like this or mock people using that term. Gay ops. Yes, a lot of internet shenanigans start with this. I know I've been pulled onto certain live streams because there was someone in the chat throwing heat at Andy Signor that was not me, and I went to explain it wasn't, and then I got caught on the stream at a very emotional stream that I got caught up because I wanted to clarify that was not me. They just want to see people attack each other. This happens all the time. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying there's different things, and you're acting on bad info to start with, and then you're also assuming that that's definitely a Snyder Cut fan. You can't do that online. Unfortunately, you can't do that online. You have to examine every single scenario. You do. There's lots of people that do not like Snyder's vision. They want to see the Snyder Cut fandom burn. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's just an alternate thing. Now, criticize me. Go ahead, Josh.
No. What
RJ, yeah.
No, I'm not trying to criticize. What I'm trying to say is, I completely understand that they are not. That it could obviously be, another trolling or something. I think where the issue comes in for some people though is that regardless if they're troll accounts or not, other Snyder fans sometimes. How do I put this? I'm trying to put this in a way that because I wanted to say this as respectfully as possible. Sometimes though, it's like we also need to take a stand against that though and call it out.
Yes.
And call it bad behavior.
And this is where I come to the term gaslighting, because I don't know how much more that us positive Snyder Cut fans can do to say we only promote the positive, we call out the bullshit. So I have the CGH became a member a few days ago. Yes, CGH, I really appreciate that. We'll see if that's going to happen. I don't know. You have to understand what happens on the internet.
Yeah, well, I understand how the internet works. So I just want to clarify that. I understand.
No, but you another thing assumed. You assumed something there. Also, my good friend Brian, he said you don't even know Bex. You don't even know they attacked me on Twitter. And I said, it's like sometimes I feel like a parent. And Brian's one of the most level-headed guys I know. But sometimes I was like, well, what did you say, Brian? He's like, you need to move on. Whoa, okay. I'm not saying new people should not be included in the Snyder Cut fandom, but you telling someone that they should move on from their favorite thing ever, examine that. You never commenting on the subject at all and going to Twitter. It's like, you know the meme where you you throw shit and then someone shit like slams back. And I'm not defending toxic responses. I'm not. But you have to understand, when you go into something that you don't normally talk about, I want to welcome everyone. I'm not a gatekeeper. But you have to understand what you're doing. And it's not just Snyderverse. It's Twitter. What happens on Twitter when you go to somewhere, to go to a topic on Twitter, and you say, you go into something you're not extremely knowledgeable about, you're kind of new to it, and you just throw heat right away, and then you're like, whoa, that's a toxic response. Do you understand what's happening here? You don't, and then you're like, well, I'm done with this shit. That's where I put my toe in the water. It's a shitty water. I'm out. But you have to understand, I welcome new people to listen. If Restore the Snyderverse ever happens, I want everyone involved. You're all welcome, newcomers and everyone. And that's where I think there is a lot missed gatekeeping. Yes. But you also have to understand, if you don't know about the subject and you immediately tell everyone their whole world of fandom is bullshit, they need to move on, it's done. You have to understand what you're doing to that fan. And if anyone knows me by now, what do I fight for? I fight for your right to be a fan above all else. And I call out the bullshit every time. And people call me two-faced because I talk to everybody. And I don't stop talking to people. All right. So I did actually write down some things because sometimes my mind gets all over the place. So should I have targeted this toward Matt Jarbo? Maybe I should not have done that. But I do think a lot of these conversations start at, where does the buck stop? It stops at the theater. Now he wants me to understand that he is more nuanced in his criticism of us, and he only wants to call out the crazies, that are giving people false hope and saying 100% confirmed. I can understand that. That
was the
yes.
goal. The goal was to call out the people.
That was the goal. But there are also a lot that come from his side that run with this info that it's never going to happen, and they immediately have that in their mind. Now, we had a talk before the stream, RJ, where you said, well, there's no facts to support that it's going to happen. And we had a discussion.
Are you talking about what I said personally?
Yeah.
Well, all I said was that as of right now, there's nothing to support that is continuing.
Okay. And
what I also said
Snyderverse was okay. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But what I also said was, and that's fine if people don't agree with me, I still hold on to this belief. All I ever said was that potentially what could help mitigate some of this is if Zach himself came out. Not to say he can't post cryptic things, because me and Max had this conversation backstage. If it ends up happening, then these cryptic
and you think it's
pictures,
brilliant,
and then these cryptic pictures are fine. But until it happens, hindsight being 2020, right? What I'm trying to say is that perhaps to quell some of what we're seeing right now, perhaps it be in his best interest, and everyone's best interest, if he came out and basically said with a firm statement, I don't know what's going on right now. Let's wait until the merger happens. But until then, as of right now, I don't know what's happening. Did you actually see what happened with Joe Maniello today, Max?
No. And Josh, I apologize. I've been talking a lot, and I want to include you more. Do you have something to add of what my thoughts are? I'm sorry. I'm kind of
no. You're fine. I just want to make a point.
I want to make sure Josh is included too. What's your thoughts on this about people? Definitely calling out toxic behavior, but maybe not understanding what you're doing, being critical to fans' movements when you don't know everything. Any thoughts there, man?
Okay, there are a couple things. I want to start off with letting everyone know that Jarbo did reach out to me and he did apologize.
Awesome.
That meant a lot, and he was sincere, so I definitely forgive him, and we're all good. And then I went on his stream last night, and he included me in, and him and RJ were on the panel, and we had a good discussion about Marvel stuff. So it was cool, but I just want to let Jarbo know I appreciate the apology. It did mean a lot to me, and we're all good now.
That's great.
When it comes to Brian, I was on Brian's stream, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he just felt like his voice wasn't being heard. And I can understand that, because I saw that stream back, and there were a lot of people talking, and he got in a little bit, but yeah. And I can understand his point of view as well. You get attacked by somebody for voicing your opinion. At the same time, we also got to understand and respect everybody else's view. Sometimes people can take the words moving on or get over it completely the bad way.
Yes.
I know what Brian meant to say, and his heart was in it. He He has a lot of
But he
friends
ba-
in this community,
but-
just like you. Just like you.
yes.
He has a lot
But
of
to be-
friends,
to
and he
be-
loves all of us. We're like a family.
Yeah,
and
but
he
to be
just
critical
doesn't
of
want-
Brian, yeah,
Yeah, he just doesn't want people to get their hopes up because,
right.
like, you can talk about any movie franchise, and we got our hopes up for stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but
sequel trilogy was Star Wars was a lot like that too. And I can understand his point of view. He didn't mean it in bad faith when he said move on. He just doesn't want people having their expectations so high just getting crushed.
Excellent, Josh. But you also have to definitely, I agree with you. And then I would ask that everyone put yourself in their shoes and understand Brian. I understand Brian went into a topic he doesn't comment on Twitter much and tried to tell someone what to do, where they talk about it 24/7 on the internet. That's all.
What was bizarre about what happened to Brian is that, and I told Brian this.
I'm not justifying any bad behavior towards him. I'm saying understand what you're doing.
Well,
get the whole context of what you're doing.
What's bizarre about it is,
and then you go like, "Fuck this fandom, they're toxic." Okay.
Well, what's bizarre about what happened to Brian is that I told Brian this, and this is not meant as an insult, but he agrees with me. Is that Brian has a very small Twitter following. He does not engage in Twitter that much, and he doesn't have that many. Like, the people who are going after Brian are people who don't follow him, who just pretty much looked up the term Snyderverse, found his tweet, and decided to go after him, which is not okay. That's not okay. Well,
this is also Twitter problems. Don't assume that it's just Snyderverse. It's just when you do this stuff, this is Twitter problems, really. I'm not excusing it. I'm saying also understand when you go throw and tell someone to do in a fandom, when you don't really talk about that fandom, you're an outsider coming in.
Well, really, Brian was just making a statement that he was walking away. And people are giving him crap for it, which I don't think is okay either. If someone else wants to walk away from something, let them.
No, I support that. Yes.
But the other thing I wanted to mention is, Max, did you see what happened today?
No.
In regards to Joe Manganiello.
Mm-mm.
They asked him, what do you think about coming back as Deathstroke? Again, they asked him again. He came out today and said, as of right now, I've given up hope. I don't believe I'm coming back.
Oh, that's sad.
That's what he said today. He said, I've given up all hope on that. That's pretty much what he said. Which I thought added a kind of a wrinkle to this whole thing too, you know. So.
Oh well, Brian's here because I think we're talking about Brian. So
well, I think it's fair we bring it. I know I don't want to interrupt your guys' show, but I thought it'd be fair
I apologize, Josh. I was referencing Brian, so it's only fair. Bring him in. Brian,
it's okay. You didn't have to bring me in. You could have brought me in later. I could have just.
No, I do want you to understand, though, even though you meant good intentions.
So, what? Sorry, I'll jump out if I have to.
Okay.
So, I don't care anymore, guys. I don't want to argue. I don't care.
No, we're not arguing today.
I'm not here to talk about Snyderverse stuff because I'm done with it. And dude, honestly, okay, all I said was move on. How is that a personal attack? And before you say anything about how, everybody's been talking about this for years, I'm sorry, dude. I told you last night. I've been made fun of for being a nerd most of my life. Okay?
Yeah.
Do I cry about it? No, I don't care.
Everyone shits on Snyderverse. Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is why do Snyderverse fans care so much about what other people have to say about what they love?
Because they were called crazy once before.
Who cares? Don't listen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, what? But you also told them what to do, man. You told them what to do.
You can also fucking not pay attention.
Okay.
You're basically telling me that.
Well, Brian,
I got what was coming to me because I asked.
No, did I say that? Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
Max, let Brian talk, please.
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, it's fine. I like I said, I'm good. It's whatever at this point. I'm sorry, but like I was come into it from a point of view from a friend.
Yeah.
I got my shit jumped by a bunch of people that I don't even know.
Well, that's why I said earlier, Brian. The reason I thought it was so unfair against you is because we're both honest here. You don't have a big presence on
never
Twitter.
post on Twitter. I do apologize for some naivete, but in my defense, what I said was not that bad. That's why I'm upset.
It was more about you, not other people. I would say too. You said you were walking away.
I said I was walking away. And do like I don't begrudge you for wanting the Snyder cut. That means I don't care if you want that. But I don't think people understand or knew how to read that part of what I said.
Okay. Yeah.
They looked at that move on, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's telling us to move on."
That's what I thought. That's the other thing too. It wasn't about them.
They've been told move on for years. Move on for years. That's a loaded statement.
But what I'm trying to say is why does that hurt your feelings so much?
You're telling them move on from the thing they care about the most. I'm not justifying.
They started a movement and they've been passionate about it.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just not that soft. Like, I don't. That doesn't bother me. That's why I didn't think there was a problem.
I'll tell you what. It also is very frustrating with my friends that they tip their toes in here. I'm not gatekeeping you. I want you to be included in the Snyderverse.
Whatever.
Okay?
I don't want to be included in it anymore. Like it's done.
But a lot of this is the perception that it's so horrible. It's so horrible. There's a lot that good that comes from it.
Well, when you say bad things about it and you get dogpiled, yeah, you can kind of see where the people who say it's horrible are coming from.
They have a chip on their shoulder for sure.
Max, do you talk shit about the Snyder Cut on Twitter?
I do sometimes retweet other people's retweets.
Well, okay, but what I'm saying is that's why you don't encounter that because you don't do that.
I don't. And honestly, from your direction, Brian, I honestly you're in my head. Don't comment on things that you don't understand, and don't tell people what to do.
I apologize for doing that, but
no,
and I won't do it again. But I'm just saying, man, I didn't think there was much wrong with what I said.
No,
I don't think telling somebody to move on is a personal attack.
Hey, we need to get to the super chats there too.
And I'm sorry, I'll duck out here.
No. This is great. No, I don't want people to leave.
Take me off the stream, and I'll sit in the background. Just pull me off the stream, and I'll sit in the backstage.
Well,
I'll
thank
come
you
on
for
and talk
sharing
to the other topic. But no, I just wanted to say my piece because I didn't feel like I was getting my point across in the chat. It's just I'm not trying to argue. It's just, dude, nobody was listening to me the other night when I was just trying to say there's a reason why people were making fun of you for that, and that moving on should not be the telling you to F off. Okay,
that's basically what it is. To
it should not. Then that should change. That's a problem.
Well, no, you have to understand.
No, context. I don't have to understand anything. That's called being an adult. Being the ability to move on from things that you love eventually is part of being a grown-up.
All right. Fair enough. I don't censor people here. No, thanks for coming on, sharing your experience,
No,
Brian.
it's no problem. I'll come back on when you guys are done with the members mailbag stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I said, I need to clarify because I don't.
I hope I'll talk about after you're gone. Not talk about you, but why it's such a big thing for Snyderverse fans. I will.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna jump in the back though.
All right,
but see, can I be honest for a second?
Yes, go ahead. Honesty, yes.
I don't think Brian's wrong. I mean, listen.
I'm not justifying what happened to him. Please.
Guys, we need to cover the super chats.
Yeah, too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
super chats first, real quick. Actually.
All right. Sorry. CGH conspiracy. All this Snyder drama is marketing, and they planned all this. Why else did they make merch, release it on Blu-ray, and Snyder teasing lately? The marketing. If it does happen, the marketing has to stay there. Like people saying, "Move on." On Twitter and stuff, if it does actually happen, it needs to have that fan base to give free promotion. That makes up a lot of the marketing costs. Is the free promotion from the Snyder Cut fans? Is there any other super chat here?
One from Punk Trace.
Oh, Punk Trace, $1. Thank you for the super sticker, brother. Okay, now I think the best way. I actually had a video prepared for you. And I actually wanted to talk about RJ, what you said before. Now, in the future, if the Snyder Cut is restored,
something that I said, or what?
In some form, like we were talking about, alluding to the turkey picture, and if it does happen, this would be seen as genius, giving a hint to your fans in the future if it does happen. And the move on thing is why it triggers Snyderverse fans so much is that is what everyone told them from the start. And if they listen, it wouldn't be out.
Can I say something?
If they listen, move on is a trigger word for Snyderverse fans. Yes. And absolutely.
I know you agree that like you're like okay, but can you at least kind of see the point though where it's like if you've been told this for multiple years and you already strongly believe in your heart
you're sick of hearing it. They're sick of hearing it because basically we're back to square one where everyone thinks they're nuts again.
Well, no, can I finish my point real quick?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If you've already gone through this where people have told you to move on, it's not happening. Why should you care? Because then you can just go back in a couple of years if it happens and laugh at them the same way you did before, right? It shouldn't bug you because you've already gone through it. Because if you believe in your heart that it's going to happen, and you have that hope and faith, it should not bother you. Someone says it's not going to happen.
Everyone said that they were crazy. Everyone said that they were crazy to move on.
But Max, you're proving my point though. If they've already gone through that, and everyone's been told they're crazy. Why should it bother them again?
Because this is why I said I threw the word gaslighting out. Like, has everyone lost their mind? Like, all of a sudden we listen to John Campea and stuff all over again. We've got to square one where no one believes anyone. Like, the best source of any info is the director himself.
But that's what the Snyder community like. That's why.
And if you listen to the official word,
Max, let me finish the word. That's why the Snyder community is such a tightly knit group. It's because they all believe in each other. They don't even pay attention or care about the outside world and the way that other people talk about them. They care about their own little inner community. So I think when we talk about the people who are upset, should they maybe be upset? I can't speak for that. I can't speak for that.
I think they should act better, but I understand why they're upset. Because you're basically going back to square one where we have to only believe the official.
But if it's back to square one, though, if it's back to square one, then they know.
Where everyone believes they're crazy again.
But they already know what this process looks like, and if they believe in their hearts it's still happening, they should be fine and just be like, hey, we'll let you laugh at you in a couple of years. If you don't believe it, whatever. You're just another.
This is why I made the thumbnail: cult versus shill. Like, everyone is so binary. You're either a shill or you're a cultist crazy person for believing this. The truth is somewhere in the middle.
All right,
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I apologize for being on the stream, by the way. I apologize. I'm just trying to talk, I just
I missed the Sunday stream, and I want to let everybody know, because I was on Phil TMNT's channel doing something, no offense, a little more positive. We had pro and anti-sequel trilogy fans, and we had a debate. We had a healthy debate, open discussion, and by the end of the stream, we got both points to understand and respect each other's point of view, and we all came out a little more respectful and friends. So that's what I was doing. So I only caught the tail end of it. The thing is, anytime you have a movement, you're going to get pushback, whether it's Snyder or any type of fandom. I'm part of several fandoms, like the Star Wars fandom, wrestling fandom, stuff like that. And every fandom always gets pushback. Mm-hmm. But we can't go crazy about it. We got to respect each other, and that's the problem. Mm-hmm. People want to say that
I would say, Josh, just
but point, both sides are sensitive. The problem is we want to hear our side, and if anybody says anything different, then we want to bash them. And that's not right. Everyone's opinion should be respected. You don't have to agree with it.
Yeah.
But going all crazy on people and
saying it's 100%
is just ridiculous.
I was gonna say, to add to Josh's point, I think that's very well put. What I would say too is how a fandom chooses to respond to adversity changes the way we look at that fandom. What I'm trying to say real quick is that if a fandom responds to adversity by fighting back with their fists, they become toxic. If a fandom responds to adversity by confronting it in a positive way, that's what makes the fandom positive. That's what makes the fandom a welcoming community.
Yes.
I think the problem we're seeing right now is that they're combating adversity right now because the Snyder Cut has just come out. We don't know what the future looks like.
They get the minority is combating.
But what I'm trying to say, Max, that the minority, the loudest voices, are combating adversity by acting in toxic ways and lashing out at people who are talking down, or not talking down to them, but they're telling them it's not happening. And instead of doing that, they can combat that adversity in a more positive way than initially.
I have to get my points in here, though. You're saying it's not happening. There's no proof. Move on. If anyone listened to that in the beginning, you wouldn't have the Snyder Cut. You're asking us to go back and listen to WB,
but
only official words.
But it goes
only
back to
official words.
But it goes back to the same point I think Brian's been trying to make, and I think others have been trying to make. Why do you care? Because at the end of the day, my opinion on whether or not it doesn't happen should not affect your fandom.
Because everyone says that against Snyder. They're sick of it. You
can be sick of it, but you can combat that in a more positive way.
What happens if every single person pokes at you? Should they be toxic?
At the end of the day, though, social media is not real life. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can mute me or block me on Twitter. Right? Take control of the way you engage on. If you are sick and tired of the way someone's talking about what you love, then mute them, block them, unsubscribe from their channel, stop engaging with that person's content.
You did go in there and threw something about their whole world. I'm not justifying toxic behavior and tell them to move on. And if they listen to that in the beginning, you wouldn't get it. And you're asking us to go back and listen to WB only's official word when they tried to bury this cut. It doesn't exist.
But let's be honest here, though. My word, like if I, for example, said what I said about Zack Snyder and putting out a statement, if that affects you so much to the point where you believe that I'm telling you to move on, which I'm not.
Everyone tells them to do that. Everyone tells them no. That's why.
No. What I'm trying to say is, if you are that upset with the way someone's talking about the thing you love, you can control what you see on social media. You can control what you see online. You can disengage from that.
Yeah,
you have that choice.
We also have to talk about toxicity and subjective. If someone's responding to you harshly on Twitter, you're saying it's immediately toxic because they're responding. I will address every single toxic thing.
Because I think it goes both ways, Max. If you're tired of people talking about Snyderverse, then unfollow them, block them, mute them, unengage from their channel.
You're asking an unparalleled level of expecting the Snyderverse fans. This is every fandom in Twitter. This is not isolated to Snyderverse.
No, I know it.
Any MCU fans, if you tell MCU fan what to do with their fandom, what's going to happen? If you tell a Star Wars fan what to do with their fandom, what's going to happen?
But that is my point.
And then you immediately
if there's toxicity on both sides. Both sides need to disengage and find a way to just stop talking about each other. Is my point.
Then there's also these live streams and channels that want to be spectacles to say
then unsubscribe from them. Then unsubscribe from them and stop listening to them. You don't have to watch
emotion getting involved. That's the thing. You got to take the emotion out just a little bit. I know there's passion and all this.
This is what I mean when I'm saying,
because the grass is on point. If you don't like it, turn it off.
When you're saying you're making a stream that trigger fools, and then you say you get fools, and then you say this is the fandom. What do you think's going to happen when you get the worst people when you try to trigger fools? And then you say, oh, the Snyderverse is toxic, I'm moving on.
But at the end of the day, that is the choice of the individual content creator. And at the end of the day, if you don't like what the choice that content creator made, and you disagree with what they're saying that much to where it's emotionally affecting you, you can unsubscribe. You can leave
You're putting an unparalleled level of stuff on the Snyder fans it's unfair.
But Max, I'm saying both sides should do that. Again, if you don't like talking about the Snyderverse, just stop talking about it. Unsubscribe, unfollow people, disengage from it.
My problem where I say
it's both sides issue.
Gaslighting is you're saying like this is where I get upset with some of my friends. They're like, oh, the Snyder Cut fandom is horrendous. What you saw was a live stream where they tried to trigger fans saying your movement's done and tried to catch toxic people that weren't actually the real people and assume that they're actual Snyder Cut fans and then say, this is why the fandom's done. I'm done. And this fandom's horrendous. I am not defending toxic behavior. That's what I mean by potentially gaslighting. I made a list of things that I'm extremely frustrated and anyone that knows me knows. Not calling out bad behavior because you're a Snyder bro. False. Not true. I call it out in the Miko community and Snyder Cut. Everything I comment on, no one takes me serious because I'm a Snyder bro.
Couldn't you also let me just say this as an example. If there's somebody on, let's just say for example, Pat the NES Punk, for example. Let's say you're or the comparison is like, okay, you're a YouTube viewer who loves Pat the NES Punk or used to watch them, but they're crapping on the Miko every single day and they're making you feel bad about your fandom, right? At a certain point, would you rather like just be berating him in chats, getting upset at him, and letting it emotionally affect you, or wouldn't you just click that unsubscribe button and unfollow them? And that way, you can follow more positive Miko creators that are talking about the way that you are more interested in, that comes from a genuine place that you believe is genuine.
Yeah, I agree with RJ. I know it's hard. But I had to do the same with G&G. Like I lit it because it was just getting too bad and it was stressing me out and it was messing up my life. And it's messing up my freaking mental health. I'm confused
as to where you guys are going because I'm trying to explain why Snyder Cut fans are frustrated about the perception of them and always people dogging on them and assuming the worst.
I totally get that, but it's like freaking confronting a bully. You got to do it the right way.
Do you guys understand that the people saying that this fandom is garbage, a lot of them, not all of them, are making streams saying, I'm trying to catch trolls. You catch trolls. This is the fandom. That's why Snyder Cut fans are frustrated.
And if they want to be frustrated, that's okay.
No, this is how they are. This is how Snyder Cut people are.
Yeah, but that's not a majority. Like,
no, but this is why I'm explaining the frustration.
Oh, yeah, I totally get it.
I understand why people would be frustrated, but I think it goes back at the end of the day too. And again, I'm not trying to argue or start a fight. I'm just expressing how I feel. At the end of the day, why are you getting this upset and this worked up over what one person?
Because we are doing.
Because let me be honest. The YouTube channels that you are referencing, they do not have they're no Dave Peñas. They're not a Chris Juan Swenson. The YouTuber community for the Snyderverse is much bigger than one person, right? If you want to talk to people who are great, positive, awesome Snyderverse creators, you got Enoj, Dave Peña, Chris Juan Swenson, Wonderman.
I'm trying to get to. I'm getting extremely frustrated again. All I'm trying to tell everyone, I'm not mad. I'm getting frustrated. Is saying when you say this is the Snyder Cut fandom, and the majority of your activity is going into Twitter and throwing saying this community's garbage. I'm done. Or creating a Rip the Snyderverse live stream and saying I'm going to monetize trolls, and then you catch trolls that might not even be the actual people, and then you say this is the Snyder Cut fandom. It's extremely frustrating for the people out there doing the hard work and calling out every bad behavior. And this is what I mean by we're gaslit by the whole movie talk community as Snyder Cut fans. We are. It's extremely frustrating. Every single person. So when I had like a full panel the other day, one of the first accusations out there was Max doesn't call out the bullshit. I consistently call out the bullshit. You don't call it out because you're a Snyder bro. That's false. Where is there a time where I did not call out bad behavior? This is what's frustrating to us Snyder Cut fans. We all do.
Yeah. Well, no, I understand that, and I think at the end of the day, I think Nova Joe, I 100% agree with you. That is a problem. I think we need to call out people by names, not generalize. I think that's an issue.
Yeah, and you at the beginning of the stream, you assumed that if it wasn't the actual people, it was just another Snyder bro, so it doesn't make a difference. Well, it does make a difference.
No, again, I'm trying to clarify that. I understand, and I'm saying. We will never know 100% sure who that person was.
Right.
But in regards to the person that started with, the reason this person did the stream and everything kind of kicked out the way it was is because there were Snyder fans interacting with this person on Twitter that set this person off and they decided to do what they did. And again, that's a choice of that individual content creator, right?
Yeah.
That is what they decided to do. And again, I'm just not understanding. I guess what my frustration comes at this as well is at the end of the day, why is it that it's not about it. I'm not trying to echo Brian's points, but I think he did. I'm not trying to say they need. Do you know? But I'm trying to say you control what you see on social media and YouTube.
Well, it's not that
you control it. If you don't want to see certain things, you can control that.
You're asking for an unparalleled level of maturity for a fan when it's not fair. Because
I don't think it's so bizarre.
You have to understand that some people owe their lives.
But Max, do you understand what you just said though?
What?
You're basically implying that Snyder fans are not mature enough to disengage on social media. That's what you just implied.
No. Don't put words in my mouth, man.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but that's what you said.
Unparalleled level of maturity for a fan in any movement. This happens in anyone. You go tell someone what to do with their fandom. You also have to understand you're telling a person potentially that is part of the Snyder Cut fandom because they were so touched by a person that lost their life, a family member that lost their life, and that's why they're attached to the Snyder Cut movement so much, because it shows what beauty could come back from a horrible situation with Autumn.
And that's a beautiful
and you're
thing.
telling that person to move on.
But I'm not. But I no, and I agree in that case. I understand where you're coming from. But
you don't know
from a very emotional place.
The Snyder Cut movement has actually saved lives. Not only with the suicide prevention money.
All right, I got to interject for a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Both sides are putting words in each other's mouths. Let's just be honest here. All right. We got to respect each other's opinions and everything like that. You don't have to agree with it, but still respect it nonetheless. And yes, they have done some great stuff. But it's like what G&G was doing, using a charity or a certain cause to make themselves look better. Yes, we respect that.
That's not what I was doing.
Freaking using suicide prevention to say you're derailing my movement. We just got to disengage. That's the thing. We're all getting emotional. We're all friends here. We respect.
You're missing the point.
I understand your point, and I understand.
I'm not saying suicide prevention justifies bad behavior. I'm saying there's people in the movement.
No, there is bad behavior.
That were attracted to it because they maybe lost a member to suicide. They thought about it themselves, and it touched them personally. And you're asking them to move on from that.
And
there's a comment from Lucky Day that I want to highlight. I'm sorry. I'm not.
We have to get to Geek.
I don't mean to derail the conversation, but I'm just,
we have to get to Geek Getaway too. Snyderverse fans should move on, get hyped, and when it's announced, if we did that with the Snyder Cut, it wouldn't be here. Always understand that. Every time you tell someone to move on, if they did that, if they listened to everyone else, they wouldn't be here. Snyder Cut wasn't put out to the fans. You don't know that. A WB just needed a big movie for HBO Max. That's your opinion. I value your opinion, Tony. You don't know that you're acting like this is a fact. You don't know that. You don't know everything.
We need to move on. We're 40 minutes in, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This ain't our type of stream, man. We're laid back and cool.
I know. I'm sorry.
Come on. It's okay, Max. We love you, Max. And we understand and respect your opinion. That's fine. But
Anthony FX, move on. Also, Avatar caused me temporary blindness. I'm sorry that I apologize.
No, it's fine. But do you understand what I'm trying to say, though? And this is nothing against you, Max. I love you, and we're good friends. But do you understand where I'm coming from? Where it's like the way we're talking. At the end of the day, I think both sides need to realize, and this is a both sides thing. I'm not trying to pin it on the Snyder fans. The point is, you control your social media. You control what you see. If you don't like something, you have the choice to disengage from that. That is the point at the end of the day that everyone needs to realize.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, some people from both sides need to have the emotional maturity to look at themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm getting too heated about this. I need to control what I see. If I don't like something, I can easily disengage from that. I can unsubscribe from YouTube channel that's talking about stuff in the way I don't like. I can follow people that are more positive and talk about the way I want to.
Here's where I've been personally frustrated. I just want to share these quick points. I wrote them down, so I have to share them. Not calling out behavior because you're a Snyder bro. That's false. I call it every time. Everything I comment on, no one takes me seriously because I'm a Snyder bro. False. I got shit for Wonder Woman 84 and Suicide Squad. You just don't like it because you like Snyder. Not true. I promote Flash and everything else. Shit on everything Marvel to prop up DC. False. I give everything a chance. I don't want to be that. We are toxic to Snyder's health. Also, people making large leaps of logic and assumptions and other conspiracy theories that he doesn't want to do it. And we're holding him back. And we only want him to do DC and not. Absolutely false, as the majority of Snyder Cut fans promote everything, and that's very frustrating for us. We want him to succeed in everything. And how do you know this man's mental status? He might have unfinished business. He might think of it that way. I want to finish what I started. You don't know. There's a lot of assumptions here on bad info that you just assume that we are holding this man back and we are holding him captive. That's extremely frustrating for Snyder Cut fans. We can move on though, because I've talked about this for 50 minutes. Maybe I will do my own follow-up to this, and let's get to more positive content. Because I'm trying to be calm, but it's extremely frustrating, and that's where I mentioned the word.
And I'm not trying to frustrate you, man.
That's where I mentioned that's where I mentioned the word potentially, where people think I misused it, is gaslighting. I feel like the entire movie talk has been gaslighting Snyder Cut fans for their, telling them they're crazy. And if we listen to you, it wouldn't exist. And then you want us to go back to listening to Ann Cernoffs and stuff where they wouldn't admit it existed.
And again, that's my point at the end of the day, though.
But there has to be a middle ground.
We've got to stop letting one person or a couple of people dictate the way we want to engage and feel about movies.
But saying it's over, move on. You don't know that. John Campea doesn't know that.
Then stop listening to John Campea. Stop listening to people who say that. That's my point, Max.
Yeah,
you have
we're in a day and age where we can choose our own content.
If you believe in your heart that this is happening, then you have the choice to not watch them.
Oh, my goodness. Well, listen. Yes, because it's something I care about a lot, and there's a lot to it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite movements of all time. And I feel like it's treated unfairly based on bad info. And part of that was even the picture that came out where there's conspiracy theories about that he just had people over and that he just showed them there, and it's not a hint at anything. You'd have to assume, Dane from Forced Adversity said on that stream, you have to understand that Zach knew that was in the frame. You'd have to be moronic to think that, or you'd have to think that Zach was a moron to not understand what that meant to his fans by leaving that in frame. There's obviously something there. What can come to it? And everyone's saying, oh, Snyder fans are upset about a turkey picture. That's extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating that we're still back to square one with the movie talk community. Everyone still treats us like this. Still. And we always have to listen. This is why I made the thumbnail from shill to cult member. People are so binary in their thinking. You're either, there has to be a little middle ground. You can't believe everything the studio says, and you can't believe everything conspiracy theories say.
Can I just a comment real quick?
Yes.
I want to just Rel, you're 100% correct. That's what I said earlier. This is a both sides thing. Both sides need to have the emotional maturity to say, you know what? I don't want to hear about the Snyderverse anymore. Let me disengage from it and control my social media feed, my YouTube feed.
But a lot of you are acting on bad info. Bad info, like it doesn't.
But at the end of the day, if someone's acting on bad info, that's a them problem. That's not a Snyderverse fan problem. That's a them problem that they need to figure out themselves.
I love my friend Matt Jarbo, and I want to talk to him, and I hope he's not still upset with me. And I did my apology the best way I can, where I gave my thoughts. But saying it's 100% not going to happen, there's no proof, is a bullshit statement. It's a bullshit statement based on the history of the Snyder Cut. It's basically going back to the John Campea levels. It is. But where you have to listen to everything they say.
But again, at the end of the day, you don't have to listen to people saying that.
Okay. Well, why you're making me I'm trying to explain the frustration.
No, I understand why there's frustration, but again, it's about having the emotional maturity to walk away and not walk away from the Snyderverse. Walk away from idiots like Campea, right? If you're still watching John Campea in 2021 and you're listening to
sickness, thank you. You're asking me, you're just saying, you're telling the internet to behave. This is what you're asking. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm saying, I'm explaining why it gets like that. I'm not.
It should be said in a way where it's not insulting to either side. To say people don't have emotional maturity, of course that's going to rub somebody the wrong way because it feels like a shot.
Jabari,
all right, it might be true, but there's ways that you got to word things to show respect to everyone. Yes, people can get sensitive.
If that happened, I obviously disavow it. People that watch my channel for a long time know when they showed the Wonder Woman with the heads of the executives of WB, I said, no, that's across the line. Could it have happened? Yes. It probably did happen. Lots of executives get death threats. Yes.
No, like I said,
I'm not justifying.
And not all Snyder fans are responsible for that too. That's nothing to be like. I think generalizations on both sides need to be cut to an end.
Right,
Absolutely.
right, absolutely. And the other thing is that they say Zach has only promoted positive stuff, and a lot of the people that are extremely critical of Zach, he's done all these things. He said before, RJ, that he's not sure. It's not up to him. He doesn't see and then this photo came out. And then this photo came out, so that is something new. So something has changed. And anyone saying 100% for or 100% it's not going to happen, check yourself. You're being just as conspiratorial as the rest. Just because you only listen to official word based on the whole context of this whole situation is completely ridiculous. That now you have to go back to the only official word from WB itself when they tried to bury this film. And a few months later, it's not going to happen, move on. That is ridiculous as well. If it isn't announced right away, are you kidding me? They always knew they were going to do Wonder Woman 3. If they actually continue with the Snyderverse, they have to alter course and combine things. They have to consider what happened with the Flash.
And I understand too, Rel. That's asking a lot from people because I understand. I'm on Twitter a lot. I totally understand. I understand it's hard to avoid.
Well, let's just put a cap on this and have some fun and bring in the rest because Brian's been waiting patiently. And I know, I'm sorry, Josh. You see how passionate I am about this.
And honestly, the only person to give me crap for Wonder Woman 84 was Bradley, okay? So...
Well, Bradley gets a lot. Yeah, so, okay, Brian. So
it's all good.
Enough with the Snyderverse talk. Let's get to some other stuff. Let's get to some...
let's get some open questions. Let's ask the chat. They got questions. Snyder Cyrus. Let's move on, dude.
Just so we're aware, I am wearing a freaking Henry Cavill Superman shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, and I don't not want to see it.
No, that's not fair either.
I just don't feel. I don't feel like engaging with it is a worthwhile pastime anymore. So
I do have to say though, consider how you engaged with it. Where did you engage with the fandom?
Well, like I said, I don't think I was in the wrong because I didn't think that was
no. I'm not saying I'm
too below the belt. But
I'm asking everyone out there.
It's not an excuse for me to make that tweet, just like it's not an excuse for them to dogpile on that tweet. Okay,
I ask everyone listening.
I'll be the grown up and not engage anymore, and I will set the example. So we're done.
Well, I'm just asking, whenever you get a bad taste in your mouth about Snyder Cuss fans, what were you doing and what was the context of what you're doing? What stream were you on?
It wasn't the first time. And a lot of times it's actually it's mostly when stuff happens on Twitter. And the reason why I did this particular post is because of what happened to Saggy. So
Tony, I'm saying gaslighting.
It's like organic,
making me feel like I'm crazy, telling me.
And I don't think
I'm absolutely doing what you say I should do. I should. I have talked about other things. Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but I think if crazy is a trigger word for you, I feel like so. I you know what I mean? I think that kind of word kind of sets you off. So I mean, I won't use the word crazy anymore. I'll say weird. That sounds weird. Is that less hyperbolic than using the word crazy? Because it's a topic, and I know we all have mental health issues. I get it, man.
No, but like the reason I was saying that, and that wasn't actually only targeted toward Matt Jarb, but when I said that in the chat, when I said you're equating the post from the director himself to people that do conspiracy theories on 4chan and 8chan is the same thing. That's
from an outside perspective, that has some truth. I'm just saying.
No,
it's
the director. Yeah.
Dude, 8chan and Q posts
from anonymous people.
Were QAnon vague posts.
Yeah,
that would come on 4chan and 8chan.
Please understand how that's a false equivalency.
But no, I get
Please
it.
Understand
because they're two different things. They're two different things.
This is from the director himself.
Well, they said Q was high up, man. Sorry, I'm just like, dude. But
this is a hint from the director himself.
Do you see how people from the outside can make that link? I can. Sorry.
Not. I. This is a big issue,
especially somebody that kind of wants to shit on it.
This is not isolated to this topic. This is all movie talk. Movie talk pundits act like they know shit when it's coming from the director themselves. What source is better than the director themselves or a hint from the director themselves? A director posting something in a picture that usually uses Easter eggs is something. Is it 100% proven? No. I believe something is happening, though.
Well, see, now that I know that, I don't think that's as odd as it came across when I first saw it.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But it's not. But a lot. That's why I got so fire after that stream. I got so fire. I'm like, are you really? You know, this is not the equivalent to some weird people on 4chan and 8chan posting shit. I'm a source.
It's literally not. But I'm just saying people can make that conflation. Especially people who conflate things all the time. I have an issue with that. Yes, I do. And I have an issue with that. Cyrus, imagine a Justice League and Miko game. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. It couldn't be E for everyone, though. It could bring everyone together. But I will say, don't let them gaslight you, is basically what RJ was trying to say. Don't let them gaslight you.
Yeah,
it's plain and simple.
Move on, guys. We got lots of fandoms.
Well, I do want to address this. This is why I'm saying gaslighting. How have I not done that? How have I not done that? I've said there's been bad things that have happened. I totally disavow it. I never want any threats of violence. What do you want?
Well, can I just say this? And again,
this is why it's so frustrating. I have.
And again, this is not me being Matchy Max. This is not. I
have.
And no, you certainly have. I'm not saying that.
That's why I get so frustrated. Okay.
I know. I'm just saying. Because again, I don't want to cause issues. I'm just saying the way it comes across when you talked about Brian, and this is not like, again, I'm not trying to crap on you. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying, understand that the way you phrase things sometimes makes it seem like you're almost basically telling Brian he had it coming to him when you're questioning.
That's kind of how I took it. And
I said understand what you're doing.
We could talk about this, okay? Like, this is a perfect example. Good. When you said what you said, it sounded to me like you were saying, well, that's how they act, and you shouldn't. No. It's like, no, I get you, but see, did you see how that can happen?
Yes.
And see where the problem is now?
Yes, I get it. Your perception of what I'm saying, I am not saying you deserved it. You had it coming to you. I'm saying understand what you're doing.
Well, no, and understand that your perception,
not that you're wrong to do it.
The haters are saying. Your perception of what the haters are saying is somewhat the same thing. You got gaslit because they said something that you did not agree with and you were upset by, just like I was upset by, kind of being dismissive about what I had to say because, well, you shouldn't have done that. That you shouldn't post ignorantly. And I get that. And that's something I've said before, but every once in a while I get a little emotional and pissed off. And half the time I do. Everybody has to vent every once in a while and say what they have to say.
I do have to cut this off though because
it's good.
No, because we do want to get to other topics. I have some topics. I appreciate everyone staying this long. I think we had a healthy enough conversation. I hope. I don't want anyone to go away feeling like we can't talk together. We can't. We know. I get frustrated too when people move on and I don't even want to be excited about DC. It's very frustrating to me, but I understand and I support you too. I do support you. But we do have other topics. Josh, did you want to say anything before we move on to other topics, or RJ, or
I could do the mailbag questions that were
I got to dip out.
Yeah,
but thank you for having me on, Max. I appreciate the conversation we had, so thank you, man. So and thank you, Josh, for bringing me on. This is interesting.
I think we got a little bit. I think we made a little headway. It's hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just hope that everyone can understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah, I definitely understand both points of view, and I also want to say to RJ, thanks for coming on. You really saved my ass.
No problem.
And freaking good luck with your finals. I'll definitely be praying for you on that one.
Yeah, thank you,
do
man.
well in everything, and man, just get excited for this freaking Spider-Man. I know you're a big Spider-Man fan, big Marvel, just like I'm. I'm a Marvel guy too.
Yeah,
and
no, it should be.
It's good stuff. And we got Christmas. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
Be
I know, man.
excited.
Next month will hopefully be a nice refresh, But I'll see you guys later.
Oh, thanks, RJ. I'm sorry. I could talk about this all day. I actually, because of producers of the show, don't want us to talk about as much Snyderverse. I've covered other topics.
Well, that's the other thing, dude. We were all Star Wars fans before you brought us into the Snyder Cut movement.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hardcore Max fans that aren't necessarily hardcore Snyder fans.
I do want to point out, Isaac, you lied. Your internet still sucks. Hey, Isaac.
What's up, Isaac?
What are you trying to say? It now works.
Well, Anthony EFX said Avatar the movie causes ulcers and it also has lag. Oh no. Well, Josh, did someone comment some some questions for a mailbag? Did we have a few at least? I think. Let me check. But we'll get to those first. Because Josh does work hard on this series, and I apologize. All right, let me get to the community page here. All right. Oh, we do have.
Yeah, we got a couple in there.
Yeah. So thank you guys for your coming in right at the end there. You giving some questions for members here. Although Isaac, I have to admit something. I love Isaac. I actually put him in the members.
Oh,
I'm not putting
Aaron, what's up?
But I'm like, oh wait, and I don't know. I didn't want to remove him because I'd have to block him or something, and I didn't want to do.
what happened?
Oh no, nothing. It's just something I made a mistake.
Oh.
Although, what the hell? 2 Dwights.
I heard everything got. I heard Max. Everything got. I heard you made up with
I think we're on good terms.
Yeah.
I think we're working on it. He may still have some issues with me. I apologize. I mean, I think we have room to work.
Mm-hmm.
And if I still have done anything wrong, I address all my criticisms. Yes. So let's get to the members' mailbag questions. Josh, would you be so kind as to read the first one?
Yeah, sure, not a problem. I got this. Lucky Day says, if you had to make an exact prediction,
oh god,
an exact number of how many more DC movies Zack Snyder will do over the remainder of his career.
I can't. I'd say I think there's something going on with maybe one project, either a big movie or a series. But I mean, I am speculating there. I wouldn't say he'd be back for a lot though. I think he's got unfinished business. If he comes back, he does that and moves on. That's my thoughts. Okay. Do you want to keep reading the questions, or does anyone else have?
Yeah, I'll comment on this. It's actually open to interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
How many people thought that James Cameron was going to retire years ago? And he's still doing stuff. So yeah, it could be anything. And just because, and they could be any age. He can come back years and do it. It's just like Brian said the other day, and I love this point. He said all these are phases. He said that it wouldn't surprise him if the freaking superhero movie franchise type stuff phases out in a few years. Because if you look over the past 50 years, we got phases of this type of franchise and that. It's a phase. And yeah, so eventually we'll all move on to other stuff. So it could be anything.
Okay. I said I think he has unfinished business, Degrassi, and then I don't think he's going to stick around forever. Yeah.
I'll answer this question. 0 right now. In the future, I can't really say. Maybe there's a possibility, but I would say most unlikely in the future. Unlikely. That's not a definite no. That's just my view. What I'm seeing right now. So there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brian, go. No censorship.
Well, I mean, if it was up to Matt or if it was up to Zach, I'm sure he would be, down for that. It's all good, man. I'm sure there's something in the works, but like I said, I don't want to get my hopes up and have them dashed. So,
if he were to come
from the
back,
pessimistic standpoint, no. From the optimistic standpoint, yeah, I'm sure he'll be back one way or the other.
Well, if he were to come back, do you think he would stick around for even more, or just finish his business?
Well, I don't think he would come in and be like Feige and guide the universe, but no, he'll just finish what he wanted to finish and then
Max,
move on.
Today the actor who plays Deathstroke pretty much said that Deathstroke it looks like he's not coming back as Deathstroke period at all. The actor there was
Yeah, we covered that at the beginning. Yeah, John.
So that's not a good sign.
Well, it's not one way or the other too, because you never know. A lot of actors, say these things. Sometimes they're last to know if there's something in the works.
Yeah,
they know.
Go any way though.
Yeah. All right. Aaron, did you want to comment on this, and then we'll get to the next one?
I did already. Okay.
All right.
I'm just gonna wait till like the Variety Hollywood Reporter or something like that reports it. I'm not gonna take Zach. No disrespect to Zach Ryder. Directors usually don't announce the projects on Twitter. It usually comes from like a tabloid or like something like from Variety or Hollywood Reporter or somebody who has sources. They usually announce it. Get it from like the studio.
Yeah.
Then the director will say.
All right, Isaac, are you there? Okay. Well, we'll get to the next question, Josh, if you wouldn't be so kind.
Okay, not a problem. Favorite movies that aren't comic book related or franchise related?
That's a great question. Thank you.
Tough.
Or Blinded Braille, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, and we have to make sure to give props to Lucky Day for leaving a question. Blinded Braille, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We definitely appreciate it.
Star Wars?
I think it's a franchise related.
That's a franchise.
Well, that would be a franchise.
Oh, it says franchise?
It's like a single film.
I thought it said comic book movies.
Could it have like a sequel to it? Or is that considered a franchise?
Let me reread that.
That would be considered a franchise.
franchise.
Wouldn't a franchise be 3 or more?
That aren't franchise related. Oh, I was looking at comic books.
Okay, let's look at standalone movies then.
I got one. Dude, I love Vietnam War movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a toss-up between either Platoon or
that's a great movie.
Or Full Metal Jacket. They're both fantastic movies.
Yes.
I'm probably going to go with Full Metal Jacket, though. That is one of my favorite war movies of all time. And then a caveat, Saving Private Ryan. Other than that, yeah,
that's a good choice. Saving Private Ryan.
Love my historical. Love historical movies. Like this
awesome. Is so hard, man, because I love a lot of franchises.
Oh no, me too. So it took me a minute. So I was like, wait a minute, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh,
well, Avatar, because it's not out yet. Can I do Avatar? No.
It will be a franchise.
Freaking Max got to it right before it became a franchise.
Blinded Braille.
I'll tell you one movie I really liked.
What about Titanic? You like Titanic?
One movie I really liked was a Will Smith movie. I Am Legend.
Oh yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
I Am Legend.
But favorite though. Oh,
it's not my favorite.
Okay, I'll go back to the 90s. Mine is, if anybody remembers the movie Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
It's a military type movie.
Yeah.
And that's what made me a Christian Slater fan. Him and John Travolta, and that was just, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, that and the Pauly Shore movies. Oh, dude, In the Army
Now.
A
lot of 80s movies from John Hughes. They're up there too.
True.
All right. I'm gonna come back to next week, Josh. I'm gonna give. I know there's some out there. There's so many franchise films that I love that I really have to, because I want like a
let's say that question. Give you some time. I know that's a tough one.
Yeah. All right. So, Aaron, Isaac.
I Am Legend.
Okay.
That's a great movie.
That's a good movie.
All right. H. Porch says Titanic.
You're gonna get.
All right.
I mean, that's a good movie, but you're gonna get timed out according to Barry.
All right. Okay, Josh, do you want to go head up the next question? Thank you, Blinded Bro, again.
Hans says, "Will you miss me when I'm gone?"
That's a loaded question. Yes, I will.
Where you going, Hans?
No, I mean, do you mean you're leaving me? Like you're done with me? He's
not in the chat.
Do you mean like when you leave this earth? Like I will definitely miss you. I miss everybody. Yes, Hans, I will. Don't go anywhere.
Ooh, Troy's a good one, H-Barts. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a good one
Josh,
too.
Will you
Gladiator.
miss Hans?
Yeah.
What about 300? Yeah.
300
that was a
is
graphic
great.
novel. Never mind. Shut up.
Oh, H Parts. I love Troy.
That's
yes.
true.
Troy was a good
True.
one, man. Gladiator. That was another one.
But
All
Troy
right,
is
I
a
want to
historical
address
movie,
this
yeah.
one. Zeno says, "Why am I never invited to answer questions?" First of all, you're always invited, Zeno. And secondly, I got some plans for you for January, so no worries. You will eventually be a guest. It's just a couple people I want to get in before Christmas. So sorry I haven't sent you the invite yet, but I definitely would love to have you on the show.
Yeah, see? Damn it, Blinded Braille. You got me there. 300's a comic. Damn it!
Josh, will you miss Hans, though?
Of course. Hans
Oh,
and I
wow.
are veterans. We're really good friends. We're in the same Discord. We talk all the time. Like
I like Hans. He's a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Hans is great.
Okay. Brian, will you miss Hans?
No. Well, I mean, I'll miss him, but I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. Like,
Yeah,
he's probably not here because we're talking about Snyder stuff, and he doesn't like that. So, I understand.
Where's he go? Like, yeah, I want some clarity. What does he mean by this question? Like, where's he going?
If I need to talk to Hans, I could talk to him.
Okay. Well, I don't have teams. I'm not a whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
The other problem with the situation is there's too many cliques and teams.
Yeah, I'm not on any teams. Whatever. I wish you the best, Hans. Even if you feel that way, I don't know what that means, but okay. More power to you, brother. More power to you.
Okay. I see
and then Zeno, why am I never invited to answer questions?
Yeah, Josh answered that.
Yeah, that's the one. Zeno is, and I can understand. But yeah, I definitely want to have him on the show come January. I want to have Hans on. I want to have all the members on. I'm just trying to fit it in a way. And I know Ray is still on vacation. That's the next person I'd like to have on the show. Talk about anything. And I know Aaron's been busy. I also asked him to.
I could probably come back.
I want to have everybody on the show. So
okay. The CGH. What? Oh, I'll read this one. The CGH. What made you start YouTube and make videos? Very interesting. My channel started out as family, movie, gaming, and tech toy reviews. And I was going to do family-oriented reviews of Blu-rays, steelbooks, games, and collectibles.
And Kathleen Kennedy came along.
And then The Last Jedi happened. Yes. And then
so you owe everything to her then. You owe everything to Kathleen Kennedy.
Also, Brad left a question, so refresh the page, boss.
Yeah, I will. I know, but that's honest. But I would like to hear everyone why they started their YouTube.
I'll tell you why. I did it because of this guy up at the top here. I've been thinking about doing it for a long time, and after I had my falling out with the Menace and was like, where do I go now? Because I still want to talk Star Wars and have a place. Some dude from Den of Nerds was talking about this guy named Max, and I started watching his videos. And I dug what he was saying, especially when he was going after like Doomcock and all that stuff. It's really funny considering my thoughts on that now, because I don't necessarily think that way. It's just because I'm tired of criticizing them. But no, I met Max and I started up my YouTube channel shortly thereafter. So.
You missed somewhat of an apology, Matt Jarbo, kind of,
and explanations on sides,
yes.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, man. I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Brian. No, Brian's been with me so long. Hopefully we work out where we can meet in person one day.
Oh yeah, no, and we've been through so much that like stuff like this Snyder crap.
And I hope that for you too, Josh. I would love to visit Tiger Rescue. No.
I don't know about that, but we can go for some.
Max, you may never come back.
And Aaron too,
Ain't not gonna happen to Max. Freaking, she's on like super radar down here, so he's good. All right.
No, but thank you for sharing, Brian. I appreciate that. And Josh and Aaron.
My inspiration for wanting to get into it, and I love you, Max. I love you, Brian. But Aaron really inspired me, and he doesn't know how
Awesome.
much he did. But
Thank you.
with the wrestling content and all the other stuff, like I've always looked up to Aaron and love his content and everything. So that was a huge inspiration for me. And coming from like wrestling fandom, like I loved everything he did. I became a fan instantly, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks
That's
a lot.
great, Josh.
For
Aaron,
me,
how are you going to top that? He was giving me so many props.
I can't top that. For me, it was basically an outlet just to talk, to see if anybody's listening about stuff I'm interested in, like Josh said, wrestling, video games, comic books, movies, TV, sports. I know some of you are not into that, but I am. It's just about anything. I like to get my general interest out there that in the YouTube world, to hear and comment on it or join me for streams. Just like,
Yes.
you know what? It's just like, it's also a good outlet for stress and stuff.
Yes. Although it can give you stress too.
Oh yeah.
Yes. This is I'll be honest with you. I thank you for sharing that, Aaron. I also make videos to relieve stress and say what's on my mind, as opposed to talking in Discords and on Twitter, and that causes me problems sometimes. I basically say what's on my mind all the time, and that causes me a lot of issues. But yes, you guys are my therapy too. I love all of you.
That's the other reason why I do this, just to have something to do besides, because I'll try to talk about this with other people outside, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's another thing, like where I base a lot of my stuff from. Is like, I'll talk to people at work about nerd stuff, and they're just like, "What?"
Oh wow! Thanks for sharing, Nicotina. The importance
Right?
of knowing where all my tabs are on my computer.
Where are all the tabs? Phobic.
Hey, Josh, if you could in the future reach out to Nicotina's show, he'd be a great guest to have, and it's been a while.
Oh yeah, he's a member now. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Andre's good people, man.
Yeah, we like Nicotina.
Okay, and let me refresh this here. Oh, there we go. Bradley. Oh, sorry, Josh. I'm taking your job. See, I'm all over the place. This is my other problem.
It's okay. That's why you got a co-host here.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Josh.
You want to scroll down? Oh, there it is. If you had to pick one movie to watch and never see the other, what would you pick? No Way Home or Batman? Whew! That's a good one, Bradley.
I can't say that. I can't answer that.
I know, right?
No Way Home.
Yeah.
No Way Home. It's like an event. It's like something you never thought was possible. Can you imagine, like in the back in the day before MCU
it could
existed,
still suck.
Or what?
There's a chance it could still suck because we don't know. I don't think so, but I know I can't say. I have to see both of them. I'm just.
Well, I still really want to see the Batman, but can you is it as a nerd back in the day thinking about comic book movies?
Yeah,
you never thought you would get all different versions of one movie and all the villains. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
For me personally, and me as a Marvel guy, this is going to be a little bit of a hot take, but the Batman.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Just because look at the premise of No Way Home. It's a nostalgia pop is what it is. And that's great. I love it. I want to see it. But the Batman is like, it's coming from year 2 of Bruce Wayne. And we've never seen that before. So it's a franchise that we know, but it's also a different and fresh take. It's something new. All the Batman movies, he's always been establishing that character. But this one, it's going to be a fresh and new take. We've never seen the Batman right as he just started becoming Batman in live action movie form. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah. All right.
I just have to see those movies to make an opinion on that, to give my thoughts.
No, that's not how it works, Aaron. This is how Mailbag works. You have to pick.
This is anticipation.
I'm a huge Batman fan, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Spider-Man I'll pick Spider-Man.
Okay.
But if Batman had something like this in the same year as Spider-Man, I'll probably pick Batman. If Batman had for example, if Batman had Ben Affleck's Batman or Jared Leto's Joker appearing from another universe or like other villains in it, I would pick Batman over this.
That would be huge. Yeah.
I don't know if they could make the Batman a younger version of Ben Affleck, to where it's like, okay, this kind of makes sense. I'd be more
Kind of
excited
is,
about
in
it.
a way,
But
right?
as far as I'm concerned, it's another Spider-Man movie, which is in the line of a bunch of movies that I enjoy, which is the MCU, or another reboot from DC. I'm down to watch No Way Home. Sorry, I'm still gonna watch Batman, but as far as excitement, No Way Home, dude. Sorry.
God, hope Batman does stuff like this. We have a lot of villains in one film at one point. Like,
Yeah,
So
either
I
way,
really-
though, it's still a reboot, though. That's the
yeah,
that's my
I
whole problem
really-
with it.
I really appreciate everyone supporting there, and I think it'd be a good time to share. I am working hard for that money to pump it back into the channel, have great things. I don't know how the contest is going to work yet. I have the P.O. box. I did purchase something. I went back on my word, everyone. I bought something for Black Friday because I got an email, and I was like, wow, this is an amazing thing to have. Something that I don't think a lot of you have, and I think you should. Something fun. It is gaming related. This is going to be a giveaway for members. Details to come, but I want to share it to you because I secured it. It's on a pre-order. I don't know when it ships. It might not ship to early next year. But let me get to this here. I hope you guys like it. This is what I picked. Evercade handheld purple edition, a video game system. You could play this on the go. You can hook it up to your TV. It plays retro carts.
Dude.
And this is a limited edition Keller purple. Only 1,000 were made. And this is going to be hard to get. Only less than 20% left. It was on sale. And I was like, wow, that's great for a giveaway. So,
amazing.
Certificate of authenticity, only 1,000 available in the world. All I say is if you win this, keep everything. Keep the box, keep everything. Because you could even, I hope you wouldn't, but I mean, I guess you could resell it if you wanted.
I do have a question, Max. How is the Neo Geo cart for that?
I wish there was an Neo Geo cart for it. There
I
may,
thought,
there may be.
I thought you got one.
No, there's
For
not
the
Neo Geo
Evercade.
yet. No,
Oh,
there's not
okay.
Neo Geo yet. I wanted them to, reach out. Basically, there's all kinds of retro games on there. They're actually on the cart, very collectible.
No, they're awesome.
And-
I wanted
And
the
$20.
Evercades are cool.
$20. Hold on, let me see someone. Hey, Matt.
What's going on?
How much?
Hey, man. I gave an apology in some fashion.
It's some fashion. Some fashion.
Yes. I tried to explain my points of view. I have gone on the record. Definitely, the way I did it was not appropriate. When I could have just gone on your stream when I had and I misread the room. And I think, not to give myself an excuse, but I thought we were like friends, throwing friendly jabs at one another, where we could criticize each other. But you take that extremely seriously, an accusation like that. And then I made. I don't really want to rehash it because we're on to more stuff.
Sure.
I would like to talk to you privately again about it, or whenever we can, because people got a little bit fatigued with how much I was talking about it at the beginning.
I saw that you were live. Yeah, I just I was with my kids, so I didn't catch the beginning. But
I was just sharing something else. I secured this as a giveaway for my members. When it comes out, is Evercade handheld purple edition.
oh, cool.
It's something very unique. Only 1,000 made worldwide, and I have to. The details are to come, but I think people. I mean, chat. Do you like this type of thing? I think
I want to
something
win that.
interesting.
Sorry, dude. That looks really cool.
Well, now if I win it, it's going to seem like I'm picking favorites, Brian. I have to be fair.
It does look good. I mean,
All right, let me see who else. Oh, RJ's back. RJ,
Yeah,
what do you think?
No, I came back. I got some snacks and water. I took a little snack break.
Okay.
I decided to come back to
What did you think of the members giveaway? Like, is this something interesting?
Whichever member wins this, I'm robbing their house. But yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Bring it, RJ. Bring it.
Looks like a Switch. It's very, value friendly too. Carts for $20. You know, if you're retro curious, this is a great entry point, very affordable and a lot of fun, and you can take it everywhere. You know, I know we talk mainly movies, but I wanted something that a lot of you didn't have. You know, I wanted something unique. At one time, I would like to give an Amico away, but it's so hard to come by now. So we'll see in the future if that happens. And it's go along with the prize pot, which, if you don't know, so far, I have Cruise and Blast, because this is one of my favorite games of all time. It came out recently. The Watchmen Steelbook unopened. Toy Story 4, and then like the winner will get to pick. Obviously, the winner probably want to pick this, the first winner. But you know, more to come. Let's any movie topics, Matt, that you've come across recently?
Yeah, there's what's going on today? Like there's some stuff happening. I was going to talk about the Hawkeye viewership numbers. That was a little thing that came up a couple days ago, but I missed it.
Yeah, that's something you can cover, Max. You can talk about how the Quarterly and Ryan Kinnell are all saying that the show's a flop because it's woke.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they're gonna claim it. I intended to always do a video called Hawkeye Cucked Again, because I could just imagine that's the type of language or the bias they have towards the show. Listen, there's lots of superhero movies in series where the stunts look a little bit unrealistic, but you go with it because it's a superhero. These so-called alpha men can't accept that a woman can do action.
No,
meanwhile, the context there, she's not like a Mary Sue. She's been training since she saw Hawkeye during the first Avengers film. She was training since her dad passed.
And she still still can't handle all that. Like they don't realize that. They don't watch the show.
Batgirl started filming today. They looks like they're making Barbara Gordon a GCPD police officer, which is kind of a big change. That's cool.
George R.R. Martin, his agent came out and started throwing some shade at the show.
Yeah,
at Game of Thrones, and that's like all BS. That's all BS.
Oh, really?
But the guy hasn't finished his book. How long has it been?
I know. How many years has it been since season 5? You know, it's been 5 years or whatever, 5-6 years.
I read he begged the HBO to go 10 seasons. I'm like, dude, HBO cannot do that. They have a budget, and they can't really do that.
Well, the people put it all on Dan and Dave. It's a mixture of a lot. But I'm sorry, it's been 5-6 years since that season, and if he's upset that they deviated from where his book, because he still apparently never told them who was on the Iron Throne, so he still apparently never told the showrunners who won the Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, I have words for that I will not stay on this show.
Just finish this book. If it's different, it's different.
He's got 2 books left, and it's been so long, and he hasn't finished the last one yet. This mother effer better drop both, 2 films in 1 year, like when we got both Matrix films releasing in 2003.
Even
just finish the story.
Man. J.K. Rowling,
that's right.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling took time out of. She wrote other novels. She wrote during the Harry Potter stuff. She wrote other novels under her pen name, and still has time to be anti-trans rights. And finished her book. It's just there's ways to do it. It's nonsense. And then apparently Grace Randolph has got some scoops and stuff.
Yeah, she's scooping some Star Wars things, which apparently she apparently stole that from other people though. So
Star Wars
wait, what? Grace stole? Huh? No way! No way! Not like Daniel RPK didn't do the same thing.
You thought I was passionate about Snyder Cut, my Grace fandom. You can't. Oh my God, you're coming after. Oh.
Well.
Hey Max,
what do you know?
Do you see that Grace has new holiday themed merch? That's 20%.
Oh yeah, have you bought her merch yet?
I'm wearing it now.
You can have
what beyond the trailer thong or something?
Absolutely.
Sweatpants.
It's way up in there.
It's gonna be Max is just like, I've got it, but you can't see it. It's a BTR cock ring.
Banana hammock.
He's just like,
Nicolas Cage got cast as Dracula.
That's gonna be so fun.
I don't
That's
know what to think about that.
It's gonna be funny.
I want to see
Honestly.
it.
No, look,
I love Nicolas Cage. I love him in Ghost Rider and everything he does, but I'm not sure about Dracula.
Nah, that's the thing with him though, man.
Comedy?
Is seeing him as in a comedy where he's playing Dracula is going to be great.
Yeah,
because apparently Nicholas Holt is the is like the comedy, like he's the Renfield. So that's
called Renfield.
Right? Yeah, it's called Renfield. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be basically a Nicholas Holt's character mostly.
Yeah, whereas in what was it? What movie was it? Oh God, the Dracula Dead and Loving It, and it was like Peter McNichol as Renfield, and I mean that wasn't that necessarily that great of a movie, but I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay, I do actually have more movie topics I had all prepared. Rapid fire, we could go through them. Matrix 4. There's a new image from Entertainment Weekly. I'm really looking forward to this. Jonathan Groff's role teased the new image and running time revealed. I didn't think he was going to have an action role, this guy, based on the trailer.
Well, I mean, him coming off of the Frozen franchise and, as well as Mindhunter, give him something to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He is from Mind. I heard that's coming back.
Well, that's been reported by Small Screen that it's coming back, and that's a big one. A lot of people out there love Mindhunter. It is an amazing
really
show, and I do want it to come back too.
And he does do a great job on that show.
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts from this? Good shot, good action.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still see the John Wick and not Matrix, not Neo? Does that I know that's a criticism. Do you see this as a Neo or John Wick?
I see it as when I hear right now he kind of looks John Wick like because of the beard and the hair. Mm-hmm. But as soon as he goes back into playing Mr. Anderson and playing Neo, that's all going to come back. I mean, there was the Entertainment Weekly covers today, or the photos today, that had him and Carrie-Anne Moss, and I mean it just kind of like just totally like had great vibes for being that, and I think it's going to be dope. I can't wait to see it.
All right. Anyone else have thoughts on this before we go to the next topic?
Looks awesome.
I'm kind of hesitant, but I'm still going to watch it.
Did everyone here watch the original trilogy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it probably like 2 weeks ago for the first time. I know that's a shocker, but I saw it, and I'm normally not a big Keanu Reeves fan, but I liked it. And him doing action movies, I saw John Wick the other day. I think it was 3, and I thought it was pretty good. So I'm definitely optimistic for it.
I have to revisit the second two. I love the first one, but I just didn't get into the second two.
It's hard to come off the first one being how good it was, and to go into the second and third, because the second and third are kind of like tonally different. And I know a lot of people are like not the happiest with it, and I understand that just from like a a fan perspective. I get all that stuff. I like them. Mm-hmm. I've always enjoyed them.
I guess it's just been such a long time for me. I do need to go back and revisit them. I might like them. I don't know. Like I said, it was just in the context of which I watched them. I was watching them with somebody I didn't like, so sometimes I conflate that too. Like, oh, I hate that movie because I watched it with this person. That's how I feel about Ghost Rider. It's weird.
No, I understand that. It's like when I saw The Dark Knight Rises for the only time. I've only seen it one time. The people I were with, like, this is honest to God why having a group of people that think similarly to you and going to see movies with them is the best bet, because these guys, like, I love them to death, but they're more of like the auteur type filmmakers. This was in LA, this was in Burbank, right? These are my filmmaker friends. These are the kind of people that they enjoyed it, but they weren't really into it. And they were just like, they were kind of tearing it apart the whole movie. And I could hear all that, and that took me out of the experience. And as a result, I just kind of never went back to it.
I'm super excited for Batgirl. I support this. I hope we have something to be happy about with fans of in the fandom I love, but I totally support this. I like the casting. I like that Commissioner Gordon, that they're keeping that Commissioner Gordon. It's kind of
J.K.
weird though,
Simmons.
because I see him as, I see him in both franchises. I'm like, it's weird, but he does a good job.
It'll be even sadder when Ben Affleck is dead and Michael Keaton's the Batman Batgirl interacts with. But
RJ.
But, wait a minute, hold on. I heard a person by the name of Integrity 101 saying the exact opposite.
Let's see, Integrity 101.
So when a person's named is
the heads of
Integrity, you gotta go with it.
Well, listen, Integrity never drops bad scoops. He's never been wrong.
Oh,
I'm always wrong.
What about
Trouble Thomas? So
what about this? George R.R. Martin reportedly begged HBO to do 10 seasons of Game of Thrones. What do we feel about this?
You still want to finish this book by then.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I would agree. I would agree with George R.R. if he was reliable, but you cannot wait on this man, or you would lose everything. That's the problem.
Oh, I always catch crap for my dunking on Martin. And people are like, no, it's Dan and Dave's fault. I'm all like, nah, dude. Like this guy, like flat out, just kept saying shit, and he still hasn't upheld his end of the bargain.
Can someone take care of that? They've been gone for months, and now all of a sudden they're back. Can someone take care of that? Because it won't do it in StreamYard. It won't do it in. I can't block them in StreamYard.
But can we also just talk about the concept of what does it mean, strip without clothing? Like,
right?
the
whole concept of stripping.
They actually start stripping their skin.
They were gone.
That zombie fetish right there.
Yeah, the zombie fetish website. They start stripping their skin off.
Do you get off watching rotisserie being peeled from flesh?
Do you believe?
Check us out right now, zombiestrippers.com.
What if it's not even humans? What if it's like stripping like rotisserie chicken meat?
I'm not saying that's not. I mean, that's kind of.
Must be a huge Walking Dead fan.
Is this accurate that the H Parts is saying the last book out came
out during season? Yes. The book 4 came out in 2011. 2011.
That's 10 years ago.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, I don't blame HBO for that. That's totally on George.
Game of Thrones is expensive to make. Mm-hmm. They were lucky to get 8 seasons.
Well, they were estimating, and they also, by the way, reshot the entire pilot.
Yeah,
because they didn't like the pilot of it, and so they reshot it, and it did well. But the thing is, look, I've said this, I'll say this again. The show did jump the shark a little bit when George didn't set them up for success, and then when it fell apart, or it started to fall apart a little bit. A lot of people out there blamed Dan and Dave, and George just sat back and went like, "Whoa, guys, whoa! I had nothing to do with it. I haven't even put out a book. And that's the whole freaking thing. It's just very ridiculous.
I want to rewatch it without my hater goggles on, because I had a little bit of hater goggles during that too. I just want to rewatch it without expectations, like my pal Brian always says. Check your expectations. Like if you go into things, you can enjoy it a lot more without all your expectations of fandom and property. And now that I know what's going to happen, I'd like to rewatch it and just enjoy it.
Well, I'll say it like this, man. I'll say it like this. If people got really mad at Daenerys in the second to last episode with what she did, and if you have paid, if you have paid attention to her entire arc throughout all the seasons. That made a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's her destiny.
Right? That was it's their destiny, but it also wasn't enough. It was never enough. Daenerys wanted love. She wanted adoration. She wanted people to just like fawn over her and everything else. And when that wasn't met, and here comes somebody else who's getting more attention because he's more honorable, because she's done shady things, right? She had like burned a lot of people alive. She what was it? Crucified people. She crucified people. Yeah. I mean, sure, they were slave owners and they were bad people. Don't get me wrong. Like, no one's going to argue against that.
Wait. You've only watched. Do you want to watch?
I'm sorry, Josh, if you spoiled it.
Oh. Wait, you've only seen 2 episodes of Game of Thrones? Oh, dude, just start diving in, man. Like, you'll be into it.
Yeah, just watch it when you're.
Yeah, it's just trying to get off time because of Christmas and the boys.
Oh, yeah.
My wife is working like 16-hour shifts 6 days a week. So.
Oh yeah, no, I get you.
Christmas time, they show the Game of Thrones episodes all the time on Christmas time.
Bradley says Game of Thrones is better than Lord of the Rings. Ooh.
I hate. I'm gonna be honest. I hate when people compare Lord of the Rings to Game of Thrones. They're two totally different things.
No, they
are. Is this real? Miles, not the Miles Morales, but there's a Spider-Man trilogy now, a new one.
Yeah, well, that was what came out yesterday.
They need Miles Morales then. They need it.
Well, Miles, here's the thing. They don't need Miles Morales, I think, in the Spider-Man world. I think he should be his own thing. I really do.
Okay. That's interesting. I immediately thought
it should be the Spider-Man of the Sonyverse, be his own little thing.
Yeah, be his own thing. And look, you can, having them be together is obviously something that people want. But Spider-Man is kind of a mentor to Miles. And Spider-Man is not, right? He's still being mentored. He had Iron Man, and now he's kind of got Doctor Strange a little bit for whatever this movie's going to show us.
They kind of teased it though with this uncle in the first movie, though. They kind of teased.
They did tease that there was going to be stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see a passing of the torch, kind of.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How old is Spider-Man in the video game, you think?
Mid-20s.
Mid to late 20s. He's like, it's post-college, so he might be like late 20s actually.
Oh, okay. He was a seasoned Spider-Man at that point. He wasn't like a new Spider-Man and everything else. So,
all right. Well, we've almost gone 2 hours. I'm getting a little bit to the point where I love the conversation, but I'm getting tired. It was, even though I was calmer stream today, it was still emotional for me. And I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten on the stream and everyone on the panel. But if there's anything else that anyone wants to cover before we end, or your plans, or pimp your show, Jarbo, you potentially probably doing $3 theater tonight, Hollywood After Dark.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's not much else going on, and
okay.
So,
so you know where to find Jarbo.
I'm about to cry, man.
Brian's busy with family.
That was my nephew. Sorry.
I love your nephews. I know it's funny because I love little glimpses of his nephews, but it kind of aggravates him sometimes. Like, I'm doing something. I'm busy, but they're great.
Well,
they're great.
They're just not my kids, and I don't feel comfortable putting them on stream.
No. I get that.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah. I get that. No, you have to definitely be careful. Yes. Yeah. I get that. RJ, you've been a busy man. You have a Marvel show. What are your plans?
Yeah, I got the Marvel Mania at the 4 Nerds Network. Just did episode 6 for that. Kind of taking a break from the main channel till next month. Might still be around on a couple streams every now and again. I'm just really focusing on some school stuff right now because I got a lot of exams coming up, and I got some other things I got to take care of before I go on vacation next month. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah, how long are you going to be in Vegas for?
Let me check the calendar again. I leave on the 14th. I get there early on Tuesday, the 14th morning, about 10 a.m. And I leave on Monday. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 days. 6 days. So.
And I do have to remind people that listen, RJ is focusing on school. He's going to be very busy, but just keep in mind, we are doing an RJ appreciation stream as soon as we can. He is next on the list. I know when Rhea gets back, she really wanted to do also a Zod and Syl appreciation stream. So we have great things planned to appreciate people in the community. But, RJ is one of the most legit people here. Brian, Brian's my good friend too. Josh, Aaron, and we're going to get to everyone. But, RJ's done so much. Josh also, just to give you a little bit behind the scenes, he kind of nominated RJ too. He's like, I really want to do this for RJ. He's such a great dude. So that is coming soon. And we'll have more details to come there. And definitely support Aaron and Brian as well. And Josh when he launches his channel. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say, everybody come by my channel tomorrow about 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. The Master of Noms rides again. We are talking everybody's favorite white meat, chicken.
Oh, yum.
I have some chicken I can eat.
Wait a
right
minute.
after this.
Right?
I thought white meat was pork.
That's the other one. Well, that's
Well,
not
it's the
entirely
opposite day.
true, right? No, well, thighs aren't necessarily white when they're cooked either, so that makes sense. But no,
I don't know,
I really
man.
want to talk wings and all sorts of other different ways to prepare chicken.
Nice.
Last week we did Thanksgiving food, so this week we're continuing on the trend.
I will say also really quick about December. I am taking a break from stream. I am planning something for the Vegas trip. I can't say what it is though yet because we're still working out some details. I think once William, because he's hoping to host a big screening event on Thursday, but we need to wait and get some content. So once he announces some stuff, I can start teasing some things. But we're going all out for that Vegas trip, man. Especially Thursday. We got a whole event planned and everything, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So more details to come soon, hopefully. So.
All right, cool. I'm looking forward to all that. So thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate the support. We'll be back. We have a lot of content coming, and support everyone here and support the community. I hope you all have a great day, great night. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.